Oh, September. We hardly knew ya. As the third week of the 9th month strolls into the weekend, the playoff picture has started to take form, with a few teams having already clinched at the very least a playoff berth, and a near dozen or so still in the hunt. Now, as we know, no roster looks exactly the same today as it did on opening day. Whether through trades, call-ups, or free agent signings, countless faces, new and old alike, have walked in and out of the 30 big league clubhouses around the country over the past 6 months. In today's video, I want to focus on trades, in particular those made at this year's trade deadline. While most contending teams made at least one significant move in an attempt to upgrade their roster before the deadline door slammed shut, the majority of those teams have faded down the stretch, leaving only a chosen few still competing for one of the coveted seats at the postseason table. And while some moves haven't worked out as expected even for the remaining contenders, others have proven to be a stroke of genius and have left the acquiring general managers looking like the baseball equivalents of Albert Einstein. By the way, everyone, we're nearing 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for your continued and growing support, and I look forward to continue sharing my love and passion for this wonderful game with you all. So if you like this video, please drop a like below and a follow as well if you're new here so we can continue growing the baseball blues community together. Back to the video. The trades I'm looking at today are some of those that have improved the acquiring team on their march to October, whether they have solidified a rotation, strengthened the bullpen, or brought a much needed bat to the middle of a lineup. Now, I don't want to keep you guys here forever, so I'm not going to go through every single successful trade, but if this video gets at least 100 likes, I might consider doing a part 2. Oh, and they're also not in any particular order. Just clearing that up for apparently no reason whatsoever. Anywho, let's get to it, shall we? Starting off in New York City. Looking to strengthen their lineup and hold off the Baltimore Orioles in the division race, the Yankees acquired the talented yet equally frustrating and impulsive Jazz Chisholm Jr. from Miami on July 27th in exchange for 3 prospects. With the likes of MVP candidates Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, as well as Alex Verdugo already roaming the Bronx outfield, the Yankees planned on moving Chisholm back to the infield where he had started his career. But after Gleyber Torres made it clear that he had no intention of moving off of second base, and with the aforementioned crowded outfield, the Yankees made the, well, we'll call it interesting decision to stick Chisholm at third base, a position he had never played before, even dating back to his minor league days. While his defense has been understandably questionable, to put it nicely, offensively, the move has paid off tremendously for New York, as Chisholm has hit the ground running from the moment he first donned the famed Yankee pinstripes, bringing some much needed consistency to the hot corner. Prior to the move, the Yankees' third baseman had combined to hit just .225 with 8 home runs and 48 RBI. Meanwhile, as of the making of this video, the 26-year-old Chisholm has batted .299 with 9 home runs, 16 RBI, and a 147 OPS plus in his new home. He has also swiped 14 bases in the process, and that's even after spending a little over a week on the IL in mid-August. The Yankees were already one of the favorites going into this season, and adding a bat like Chisholm's, I'm sure pitchers want to face this lineup even less now. Moving on to Kansas City, the Royals made multiple moves to shore up both their offense and pitching leading up to the deadline, as they attempted to reclaim the division lead from Cleveland. Of all these moves though, one trade in particular has paid them great dividends in the past 6+ weeks. At the July 30th trade deadline, the Royals shipped off 3 minor leaguers to the Oakland A's to acquire the services of reliever Lucas Erceg. One of the least talked about trades at the time compared to some of the other deadline moves, the late-blooming flamethrower went from solid yet unspectacular in Oakland to becoming a stalwart at the back end of the Kansas City bullpen, a bullpen that ranked in the bottom third in baseball in both ERA and FIP at the time of the trade. While the Campbell, California native's 0-2 record and 3.10 ERA don't exactly scream shutdown, diving deeper into his numbers, the 29-year-old has been flat-out dominant, striking out 25 in just 20 1/3 innings, while racking up 8 saves and only walking 2. Led by the likes of Bobby Witt Jr. and Sal Perez, Kansas City was already one of the dark horses heading into October. With Ursig at the back end of the bullpen now, this team could potentially see themselves with a good case of 2015 deja vu. Moving west, southwest to be exact, coming out of the All-Star break, the Arizona Diamondbacks resume where they had left off prior to the break, continuing to win night after night as they climb their way up the standings. Hoping to strike gold 2 years in a row after having caught lightning in a bottle in the 2023 Paul Sewell deal, on July 25th, Arizona traded for reliever A.J. Puk, sending 2 prospects Miami's way, notably infielder Davison De Los Santos, in exchange for the left-hander services. And strike gold Arizona did. Prior to Puk's arrival, while arms like Justin Martinez and Ryan Thompson had pitched well, overall, the relief corps had been leaking oil throughout the entire year, pitching to the tune of a 4.24 ERA and a 4.47 FIP, ranking 22nd and 26th in MLB in each category respectively. Since his arrival, the bullpen FIP has improved drastically, ranking in the top half of the league at 3.69. Meanwhile, the former 6th overall pick himself has been remarkable, shoring up the late innings during Arizona's impressive run, pitching to a minuscule 0.41 ERA with 34 strikeouts in 22 innings, while sporting a 0.76 FIP and a 10.38 ERA+. Arizona looks poised to make a deep playoff run. And while their league-leading offense will certainly lead the way, arms like Puk will determine how far they get. Heading even further west, going into the trade deadline, the Los Angeles Dodgers bullpen had spent the entire season shuffling and reshuffling, surviving one injury after another as they started to see their NL West leads start to shrink as both Arizona and San Diego started sneaking up their rearview mirror. And while their 3.66 bullpen ERA ranked among the top 10 in the league, their 4.20 FIP and 20 blown saves told a different story. President of Baseball Operations Andrew Friedman knew that if they were going to hold on to their division lead, much less make a World Series, they needed help, and they needed it fast. Enter Michael Kopech. On July 29th, LA sent 3 players to the White Sox in exchange for Kopech's services as part of a 3-team trade that saw the Boys in Blue also land utility man Tommy Edman from St. Louis. Prior to the trade, Kopech had shown flashes of brilliance, albeit too inconsistently. The talent was clearly there though, and LA had proven time and again that they knew how to unlock a talent like his. And unlock it they did. Since arriving to Chavez Ravine, the 28-year-old has become a steady presence at the back end of the LA bullpen, going 4-0 with a 0.95 ERA, a 1.91 FIP, and a 4.23 ERA+. He is also striking out more than one batter per inning with 24 strikeouts in just 19 innings. As the bullpen situation has started to settle over the past couple of weeks, and arms like Joe Kelly and Brusdar Graterol continue returning to full strength, in Michael Kopech, Los Angeles may have found the missing piece that will finally lead them to the promised land. Traveling south down the I-5, for this last deadline trade, we find ourselves in America's finest city, San Diego. Going into the trade deadline, Padres GM AJ Preller knew that if he wanted his suddenly surging team to make a serious run, the bullpen was going to need a near-complete makeover. While their 3.84 FIP suggested they were a middle-of-the-pack relief corps, their bottom third-ranked 4.19 ERA told a more accurate story, as it had been just a trio of relievers that had kept this bullpen afloat, while the rest were consistently getting knocked around on what seemed to be a nightly basis. The July 30th acquisition of closer Tanner Scott from the Marlins may have received the biggest headlines, but landing Jason Adam from Tampa Bay in exchange for 3 prospects has so far proven to be the most important trade of all. While Adam pitched well the entire year in Tampa prior to the trade,
and Matt lifts his ball.
Except for that.
How about a walk-off Brady?
The 33-year-old short armor has turned it up a notch since moving west. Since putting on the brown and gold, Adam has pitched to a 0.41 ERA, a 1.99 FIP, and a 10.18 ERA+, striking out 27 in just 22 innings, while becoming a bridge to closer Robert Suarez. This may be one of the most complete teams San Diego has ever had, and as such, their shot at a World Series ring has never been at such arm's reach. If these Padres are able to finally win it all for the first time in franchise history, the acquisition of Jason Adam may go down as one of the most significant trades in team history. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on my thoughts and opinions, as well as anyone you think I may have missed in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the like button below and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new content. I'm TK, and I'll catch you next time here on the Baseball Blues.